So today we got something a little different for you. We are out here on this 2020 Lowrider S that belongs to Speedway Harley-Davidson. This one is still in its fully stock configuration. We're going to be comparing a suspension that I actually really want to put on my Dyna that's been put on another 2024 Lowrider S. So we're about to ride two of these babies and compare the suspension. Enough talking, let's ride. Okay, let's get her cranked up. All right, so if you do not know, the Lowrider S is already kind of that performance, one of the performance cruisers that Harley-Davidson makes. So of course, it's already got a solid suspension on it. Like this one comes with the inverted front forks, the monotube rear shock that all the soft tails come with. But there's only 3 models that come with the inverted front forks out of the soft tail lineup, and that is the Lowrider S, the Lowrider ST, and the Fat Bob, which is going to give you more of a performance type of ride as far as the feel in the suspension. You know, think about it. All those sport bikes out there, they all got inverted front forks, and there's a reason for that. It's just because of how they perform. So we're going to be riding 2 of these. It's a little bit of a rougher road up here, rougher patch we get to go around, and then we'll go around some curves, and I'll let you know how it handles like this versus the suspension I really want on my Dyna, which you saw the thumbnail, you probably already know what it is. It is a JRI. They are based here in North Carolina, and they make some amazing suspension from what I've heard. This will be my first time riding it, so you're getting my initial impressions on it, just like I'm getting my initial impressions on it. But let's see how this baby handles these imperfections in the road. Okay, so right here, I can definitely feel as far as the road imperfections. And for some people, yeah, you can feel it quite a bit. For some people, that would scare them a little bit going at higher speeds. Well, I heard this JRI suspension is supposed to make that a lot better. Now, we're going around a curve right here, and I know for a fact that there's some imperfections here, and there are. I can feel it. So when you're in a curve and you hit a bump and it feels bouncy, it's 100% gonna tighten up your butthole. You might end up sharting a little bit.
I just sharted. I don't know what that means. I tried to fart and a little shit came out. I just sharted.
If you get a little nervous about that type of thing. But I'm used to riding on shitty suspension on my bikes. Not all of them got shitty suspension, but it ain't no really high quality suspension. So like this suspension stock on the Lowrider S is better than the suspension I'm used to riding on my own personal bikes. So I'm actually excited to see what this JRI suspension feels like, and this will help me contemplate. If you're not someone that rides really aggressive or something like that, the stock suspension probably will be perfectly fine for you, because this bike feels solid. I've ridden plenty of them. The Lowrider S just feels good all the way around. Yeah, the suspension is good. You've got plenty of dampening in the rear. The front is absorbing the majority of the road imperfections. You do feel it some if you're going kind of fast. I think that's when I feel it the most, when you're going faster and you're hitting some of those little minor imperfections in the road where it gets bumpy, like you're going to feel that, and that's not going to make it fun for you when you're going around twisties or in the curves. That's why there's so many different aftermarket companies that, oh, that baby is nice. Sorry, I love cars too, but that's why there's so many companies that make aftermarket suspension, for you to be able to upgrade your suspension. If there was no need to upgrade, these companies would not exist. So let's see how she goes around these little twisties. All right, so as you can see, the bike handles perfectly fine where you're just everyday riding it. When you're getting in it a little bit around the corners, you know, it feels good. There is no issues whatsoever with the stock suspension. But if you can upgrade it, then why not? You definitely should do so. If it feels better, which that's what we're about to find out. We're gonna definitely find that out today. If this is your first time by the channel and you like videos like this, hit the subscribe button. Like it too. If you don't like it, I don't know if you like these type of videos. I need to know what y'all want to see. If y'all like these review videos of different type of parts, the comparison between two different types of bike, like with a stock suspension or exhaust or something like that versus aftermarket, let me know. What do y'all want to see on the channel, baby, moving forward and just in general? All right, so we're pulling back up to Speedway Harley-Davidson, and we are going to, because I want y'all to experience the exact same ride that I just did. I don't want it to be in the opposite direction. So what we're going to do is we're pulling back up now, and we're going to end up back at that starting point. Yeah, so let's go ahead and go back to that starting point and see how she rides with the JRI suspension. All right, we back at ground zero. I've always wanted to say that. So now we're out here on this 2024 Lowrider S with the JRI suspension upgrade on it. I don't think I told y'all the color of that last Lowrider S. In case you wanted to know, the last Lowrider S was shark skin blue. This is the billiard gray, which they look very, very similar. So the way the Softail suspension works with the inverted forks is this side is just your springs. There's just springs over there, and over here is your cartridge that's going to control your actual dampening. So the JRI suspension has actually been replaced here, as well as your rear monotube that is under the seat. So we're going to find out if it's a noticeable difference in riding those same roads with this upgraded suspension. And then I'm going to let y'all know if I have decided that JRI has to be the suspension that I put on my Dyna if I can afford it. All right, let's go. And yes, this bike also belongs to none other than Speedway Harley-Davidson. Man, they do so many upgrades on all the bikes. It's such a blast getting out here and riding these bikes, so that way myself, as well as you watching the video, get to experience all these different type of motorcycles with me. But let's see how the suspension feels out here on the road. She is cranked up, boys and girls. Let's do it. All right, come on, baby. I love that JRI is actually here in North Carolina. That way, if like I got any questions or anything, I can just reach out to them and maybe they'll come by and explain how certain stuff works to me, or maybe they'll invite me to come by there where they make the suspension and learn more about it. That would be cool if I could learn more about it before I actually purchase that suspension. All right, let's see how she handles. I'm already noticing just a little bit of a difference as far as like it doesn't feel as soft. The suspension, it's not like diving. Is that a Ducati? All right, we are off. So let's see how she handles on the way back. Now remember, this ride we just took, I definitely felt the imperfections in the road more than I really would have liked to, especially riding the way I was. I wasn't riding the way I typically ride, not too aggressive, because you know this bike ain't mine. But let's see how she handles. Okay, so right here I was feeling a lot of the road. I'm still feeling it a little bit, but nowhere near as much as I was feeling it previously. And it feels like the faster I'm going, the better it's feeling, which is nice. Nice. All right, let me chill out. But yeah, I'm not really feeling those imperfections all like that. You're gonna feel it a little, but nowhere near as much as I was feeling it on that other suspension. It felt softer. But let's see how she feels in the corner. Yep, butthole ain't tightening up. She is sticking. It's almost like it's just sticking to the road when you're hitting the corners here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Woo! Oh yeah, it's definitely an upgrade. I could feel it. I could 100% feel it. You know, you won't be tightening up your butthole on this unless you just get a little bit nervous and you're just scared about taking quarters. But yeah, boy, that felt pretty good. That felt pretty good. But the ride ain't over, baby. It ain't over. Let's see how she handles right here. What in the earth? What up? All right, we're opening it up. It feels good. There's a lot of wind, sorry about that. But the suspension definitely feels more solid. It feels more, I don't like performance. Like, I come from sport bikes, so I'm sure all of y'all know that. And it feels more like a sport bike suspension. Like it feels, I don't know the words. I'm at a loss for words right now on what I'm trying to say. But around these curves, it feels like you have a lot more control. It kind of feels like the bike is glued to the road. Like when you're hitting the bumps, because the rebound is tuned in, it's just pop, 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 sticking to the road. It's not like your wheel is bouncing off of the ground. It's absorbing all of that. Okay, they're gonna go really slow, and I don't want to go slow. So I'm gonna just chill out right here for a minute until they gone, man. Then we're gonna play on this last little curve that I get to experience, right? All right, I think they're gone. At least I hope so. If they ain't down that road yet, it's a problem. We ain't going that fast, no way. All right, so let's see how she feels on this last little curve. Okay. In the corner, it's like it's loading up and getting you prepped for that corner, and it feels really good. Here we go. Oh yeah, it handles a lot better. It's not like ridiculously noticeable, but it's noticeable enough to where it makes it feel like you can do a lot more on the bike comfortably without having to worry. Yeah, there is a difference. There is 100% a difference in this exhaust system. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna have to go with this JRI suspension. I think on the Dyna, like to get the front tubes, I think it's quite pricey for myself. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I definitely want this on my bike because of the way I ride. Like, if you're not a performance rider, you'll be perfectly fine with the stock suspension if you don't like tear up the streets and ride extremely aggressively. But I feel like if you're buying a lowrider S, you ride some type of aggressive. Otherwise you would have went with like a street bike or maybe a touring bike or the Heritage, which is a lot more comfortable motorcycle than this bike. This bike is for those people who either want that performance or they just like the look of it. But yeah, y'all should thank Speedway Harley-Davidson for allowing me to do what I do best here, which is ride these motorcycles and bring y'all this content. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a thumbs up. This suspension is solid. I would definitely suggest checking out JRI, because I'm about to be digging in deep, learning as much as I can about the company. I like to learn about the companies before I actually invest in them. But if you haven't done so yet, hit the subscribe button, like and comment down below, and I will, if I can squeeze through here, see you in the next one. All right, y'all take care. Deuces.